All right, I've got an ovulation going on that I've been just dying to see. My very first female ball python, or actually my very first ball python, has started to ovulate. You can see that from like right here on down. She's getting that nice mid-body swell. She's really starting to show it off. There. This was my very first ball python. I bought this female from a local pet shop, like a lot of people do. I purchased it, was told it was a male, grew it as a male. You know, I've had this animal for 5-6 years now. Like I say, I bought this animal as a baby, like eating Mouse Hopper's baby. Grew her up to this size, and now my baby's having babies. But as you can see how swollen up she is right all into there. I'm going to pan out a little bit. See, she's really started to swell up from about this bit of blushing right up to about here, and you can really tell it right there. And she just started this this evening, so hopefully she'll get a lot bigger. Another way you can tell that your female is getting ready to ovulate is they start getting real thin down here in the tail. You can tell she's lost some weight down here in the tail. That's another way. I've also got, I'll just show all my prego girls. This girl here, she is scheduled to lay on the 8th of April. I've seen her adjusting her eggs and doing all of the things that good mama ball pythons do. Her eggs are now from this area right in here all the way down to about right here in her tail. And then I've got my genetic banded female up here, who I'm going to try and show you. She's a little over my head. I don't want to take her down because I'd be doing that one-handed. But there's my genetic banded female. It's probably really dark, isn't it, guys? There we go. There's my genetic banded female. She ovulated. She's currently going through her post-ovulation shed right now. As soon as she sheds, we'll mark her date and go ahead and mark her down for a lay. I went ahead and I've already gotten my incubator up and running. A lot of people have asked me how I set my incubator up. This is basically it. I've got two sections of 11-inch flex watt running down the back. I've got a 120mm computer fan wired to a 12-volt DC to AC converter. And then I've got my helix cord. You can see the helix cord right here coming in. That's the probe cord coming in. The helix and all the controls for the fan and everything are actually on the outside of the helix, right on the outside of the incubator right over here. And I've got to remount the helix. See, right now it's set at 87. It's because I stood there with the door open. It'll go back to 88, 89, which is right at where I incubate. So everything's plugged in. This is the converter for the fan. I just took a CD player plug-in that I had from the 1980s for all of your, actually the early 90s, for all of you guys that are too young to remember before iPods existed. We used to have portable CD players. I know you're not that old, probably. I know I'm not that old, but you know, portable CD players pretty much ruled the world. Hang on just a second. A female. This is Hannah. She laid me 11 egg clutch last year. She's got a rat in her tub. She really wants to eat, but this little rat is hanging out over here. She would bite the shiznit out of me if I let her. See? She's like, oh yeah, food. And then up here, this female pastel just finished her. I can pull her on out. This female pastel just finished a nice, nice little rat this evening. As did my female het pied, my big old female het pied. So, but yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. From you got to see an ovulation, you got to see pre-lay shed, you got to see what they look like when they adjust the eggs. So cool. We'll go out on this girl here. I'm sorry. This female right here, it's hard for me to. It is just incredibly hard for me to walk into this room and not shoot a video with this female. Now look at that right there. She's actually using her her hide that I made for her. A lot of people have asked me, you know, what I use for hides on a lot of the bigger stuff, a lot of the smaller stuff, whatever. I use these. This is just a basic old flower pot base that I cut me a big hole out of, and as you can see, they curl up around it just fine. And I'm trying not to scare her. And for babies, I'll actually use a get over here and get it. For babies, I'll actually use this, which is a smaller flower pot base, and I'll drill a hole. I'll come in here and I'll cut these out, but normally I'll drill a hole for micro babies or hatchlings, and then eventually I'll come in here and I'll cut this this other hole here out, and then you know, you can get a mid-sized snake. You can get a 200 or 300 gram snake under one of these things. These things work great, man. They're I don't know, they're what, 15 cents a piece for a hide. Stick them in the dishwasher, wash them off. Can't beat it. That's it for right now. My rat production has just skyrocketed since I've started doing the rats, you know, kind of my way. I mean, that tub's full of rat babies. I want to say this tub's full of rat babies. It's got males. That's a breeding group. This tub down here, full of prego moms. This tub right there doesn't have anything in it. There's a breeding group who's decided that it's a fun thing to chew the bottom out of their tub. There's another breeding group. I know I've got some babies in here. Here we go. A bunch of babies, moms. Sorry, I'm freaking them out. They're tromping their babies. Some more breeders. I'm running a 1.4 or 1.5. And I need some more tubs, and I need another holder rack for the prego moms. But I actually birthed 100 and something rats in the last 10 days. 125, 150 rats in the last 10 days. It's a world record for me. I need to keep it up. Thanks for looking, guys.